Let's see what Astralis and Vitality can bring us on Dust2. We just left Dust2. We're going right back into it, ladies and gentlemen. Nuke will be after that, Inferno after that, and then Cloud9 versus the Evil Geniuses. But we're off to the races with a pistol round, and it looks like it's going to be Device and crew heading towards this B site with the bomb.
Yeah, we're not waiting around. We are quick into the action here. Astralis, T-side start on Dust2, the pick of Vitality. It's a fast lower play as well. There's a player in mid waiting for this exact push, and ZywOo, he's doubled down. This is a man to be terrified of on a good day, even on a bad day. ZywOo with 2, falling out of middle, and Astralis having to fight back tooth and nail. This is always so hard with Glocks as well. Glaive does have a P250, but these Glocks versus USPs not going to be fair fights. And look at how Vitality are tucking in, only taking ridiculously ranged fights. RPK more than favored even against a P2, but Astralis, they show the bomb, they're going to back up. They don't want to overcommit.
You don't want to do that. ZywOo, certainly a scary person in the server. Not so much out of the server, it's a rather lovely guy. Not one for many words, but here we go. Glaive is going to put all the pressure on these B doors, and with that P250, takes down Mizuta, and that does just leave Apex to try to defend the bomb site of B's honor. However, RPK with a shot there through the door is going to help things a little bit. Glaive really stuck out here on his lonesome at the scaffold. Good for 1 on ZywOo, but RPK cleans it up with 2 kills of his own in the round. And that's going to be a pistol going the way of the French. Vitality starting this one off right.
Yeah, I like that decision from Vitality in the 5-on-3. They don't, adjust or try and aggress or try and set up for a stack. They just play a completely default CT pistol setup and wait, because they know they can trade their way to a win unless someone for Astralis goes crazy. Of course, the bomb getting dropped in middle certainly helps that for Vitality, as Astralis aren't able to plant inside of B and make things interesting. Because when I saw Glaive get that door kill, I was a little worried for a second, but no bomb, no sight.
No problem.
Yeah, and Vitality on the pistol. They'll start things off. Astralis, Deegs, and Glocks. This is where they should be made an example of by the SMGs. That's a great grenade. Home delivery for Dupree. He's got Prime. And actually, the only cost in that transaction is his health, down to 30 as Astralis set up towards long A.
Yeah, what can ZywOo do with this scout? There's your answer. Let's see, any more ZywOo? Come on. Nope.
He's got some prints there. It's
yeah,
okay.
RPK comes in, helps out.
Oh.
I'm glad we got to see that. Apex got deleted by the Glock burst.
The old 1-2-1.
But it's still the conversion for Vitality. No upsets today from Astralis in that pistol round, and it was just the pistol round from them. They've instead focused on a buy here in the 3rd. Team Vitality running a bonus round into this one. Only 1 M4 in play.
Always a risk, but the reward is far greater, and considering they've got the lead, they can afford to do so. 3 AKs maybe on the other side if they could find a victory here. Triple long set up early for Vitality, expecting something fast for Astralis, but it's back towards this B bomb site as they take players in lower. Mizuta flashed out, has to tuck in the corner and hope he doesn't get overwhelmed. Playing with fire right now. Astralis moving in, coming in for the kill. Mizuta gets 1. First blood, but flashed out, still here, and with support from Apex, should be able to trade. Magist shoots him through smokes. That's ridiculous. Astralis are inside of the B bomb site, and with a smoke down in the door, there's no one from Vitality that can contain this T-side roster. Even Device coming in for lower to clear up these exits as well. Astralis should be getting the plant in soon.
Oh, and Device might be about to catch the timing out into mid, and that should be ZywOo dealt with. RPK doesn't even go any further than this. He just tries to hold on to this Famous. So Astralis going to put their first round up on the board nice and early. On top of that, they keep it very, very clean as well. And that's going to go pretty heavily in their advantage looking to the future. Obviously, this was a bonus round attempt from Vitality, but holding on to this Famous is actually fairly important, and RPK would love to upgrade it if he can, but Astralis probably aren't going to let that happen. This will be the gun that goes to Mizuta into this following round.
but as said, bonus, guns are fine, Vitality don't have to worry. And ZywOo's even on the orb, so maybe it's Astralis who should be worrying after all. Device is yet to don his, thanks to the economy, but Astralis at least win their first rifle round. Last time they played on Dust, it was a 16-10 win to Astralis, while still being the pick of Vitality. But of course, a lot of time has gone on since that game, over a month now, 33 days. More than enough time to reinvent yourself, or at least patch up some of the problems. So we'll see if that is apparent in this game. Vitality on the orb. Astralis getting up Cat, setting up towards mid to allow them to do so. Shox is going to be holding passive, so you won't have this information. But if you're Vitality, you're gambling, you're aware that Astralis can be in this spot. And Vitality right now have no one watching this position. They need to worry soon as the flashes start to come through. But ZywOo going to double back off of long to come and support with the orb. RPK is committed pit side as well, so Vitality have no problem dealing with an A play, but that's all a ruse, it's all a fake. It's not where Astralis are ending up as they get through these mid doors. That flash is so well timed, and Shox is going to get a lot of damage off. He doesn't spot the full entourage of T's though, and that might, if anything, give misinformation in the way of Vitality. Astralis is still setting up to commit towards B here, with 2 inside of the site. Shox is backing up, hoping they're coming catwalk, but that is not the case.
Oh, at least it wasn't for a moment. And now they leave the lower tunnels. Still likely going to be this mid to be hit, but there was a second there where it looked like maybe, just maybe. That's all it ever will be. Apex now having a look at the double doors, and they line up for him. Oh, he's almost onto a third, and he does get a third.
All right.
As he turns back around, just enough bullets left to finish off that kill. And he'll put a third up on the board for Team Vitality, as it's 3s all across the board for Apex there.
Yes.
And, you know, we can dive into that a bit more, right? For anyone who did miss the Pro League, Vitality, obviously, they lost Alex heading into it, and that meant that Apex had to try and take up the leadership role for Vitality. And that was a decision that we've spoke to about a couple of times now. We learned that Shox, he was like not even in question to become that leader, because he feels like he doesn't operate very well when he has the whole kind of team riding on his back in that sense, right? And so Apex became the guy to go up for discussion now. I don't know about you guys, but back in the Pro League, I felt like from him individually, it feels like this IGL role has kind of reignited his performance in the server, right? And I was kind of curious to see how long that keeps up. Obviously for Vitality thus far, it hasn't been the most incredible of openings, but they are, you know, still relatively new, and you think about the scope of the changes that come in, right? You lose your IGL, that is going to cause some huge sweeping changes. You bring in a new player to compete at this level. And so, you know, I think for Vitality, these are just kind of growing pains right now, and it's all about finding where the team feel comfortable, where people feel comfortable aligning in this system now.
Well, long take here. Very fast one at that. Astralis are all over the map, and Magisk is firing off into the pit. He gets one, but double setup from Shox will trade it. Astralis still hold the lead thanks to a pick they got down mid elsewhere. Device did that with the orb, so that's going to, once again, Astralis up towards this mid to B take. Really good call. They know that there are 2 players at A right now, so only 1 B max. Mizuta, oh, he's not going to be able to do much.
Yeah, but ZywOo will. He's going to pick it up right there. 2v3, actually, as Glaive is on 3 HP. The bomb will be planted, and you can imagine that Vitality will concede this round early on, and the Danes are going to pick up a second.
Yeah, not much else you can do with the low HP and lack of, well, players for Vitality.
I'm still kind of stuck on a tweet that, you know, we saw going into the last game, right?
Okay.
And let me see if I can just pull that on up for all of you. Because it was someone saying something along the lines of, yeah, Fnatic could play against Dignitas with their monitors off and still win, no problem.
Who said that?
I'm just going to have to go through the tweets here and find it, aren't I? I'm not going to retweet it, not going to draw that much attention to it. I mean, nobody can hear us, right? So.
No, definitely not 100,000 people.
Oh, okay, in that case. Good.
Was it someone we know, or was it just
Oh, no. No one we know.
No one we know. Okay. Well, they were wrong anyway, so good job, person. As, well, Dignitas.
Here it is. Even if Fnatic played with their monitors turned off, Dignitas would lose.
I bet you feel stupid now, huh?
I bet you feel like a sad cat.
Yeah. Good job. It's Counter-Strike, baby. Anything is winnable, and that makes the fact that, you know, a team like Astralis, who have had reigns and who've lasted so long at the top, even more impressive. Because any game is win or losable, if you're Chad Burchill. So, it's just a bit of a dance back and forth for these two jumping players. It's a bait on the Vitality side to get ZywOo into position, and so that's why Xyp9x doesn't want to fall for it. He will fall off instead, let Astralis take Catwalk and set up towards this A take.
Yeah, now well-timed Molotov from Shox has at least kept Astralis at bay for a few more moments, but now grouping 4 players up at the catwalk and still with the availability to have Xyp9x come through long late in the round, they now drop these smokes and look to set themselves up for this A play. Holding the cross is going to be a man you might have heard of, by the name of ZywOo. He's sat here with the AWP, playing the crossroads. His attention is a bit divided right now between this and long, however. If this A-side play looks to come through, you'll probably see ZywOo take a couple of shots and then fall back to try and join RPK long side for the retake. They hear the smokes going in, and this is where ZywOo tries to post himself up. Now, he knows he's a few seconds late to get to the crossroads, and so doesn't even want to chance the peak. Instead, he falls off the angle, gives up the A site, and this is now a 5-on-5 retake for Team Vitality.
You'll notice Astralis' utility. They still have 2 Molotovs and an HE. Now, I'm sure those are by design, and not only can they be used to slow down rotations, but if you save one on Xyp9x, you could use it for the clutch, and I imagine that's what he's got in mind, throwing it on the bomb later on. Instead, no, double CT molly, and I like that as well, because it's just going to stall this retake out for 15 seconds here. Vitality's still got to go for it, and now they start to come through. The bomb's already half-ticked, and Magist is lining up kill after kill. Glaive as well will join the fray, and ZywOo has got to run. That's a great call for Astralis with the utility, just using it back-to-back, stalling things out so late, and by that point, Astralis, they're fully set up, they know where to be watching, and they know where Vitality are coming from. 3 rounds locked in on this T side despite the early start from the Frenchman. And, well, that start will be drawn to a close now with the money gone for Vitality. Just a saved AWP on ZywOo.
A tactical timeout coming in for the French side so they can reconvene. Figure out what they want to do in this round around this AWP that ZywOo has on his shoulders. On his back, rather. I don't know why he would have it on his shoulders, but the intentions are there.
Well, yeah, I think that's something interesting to take into account, right? I think Team Vitality are a team that could stand to, I feel like benefit is maybe the wrong word, like can kind of undo or at least help out with this kind of leadership responsibility on Apex with this coaching role that we have for this event, right? Obviously, suddenly, you know, Apex entrusted with the leadership of this squad, and now he's got some time for Remy to kind of help out while the round is live and offer his perspective, which could, you know, maybe be appreciated by the Vitality side. At the same time, I'm not sure, because I can't imagine that's something they want to get too used to, right? Like, I imagine you want to have this as some time for Apex to still kind of feel out what it means to be leading this squad. But certainly, you know, if we see them falling on the back foot, that's where something like that, you know, having your coach able to interject, especially when you are relatively new to the IGL role, it is going to come in handy.
The word that a lot of players use when talking about it is like game plan. Like, the coach is good at reminding you of your game plan, your broader picture, what you want to accomplish in this match, how you want to do it, how you want to condition your opponent. A lot of games like this, you're going to have a plan coming into it. But right now, the plan is disrupted for Astralis. A full 5-man stack on the site, and they will make quick work of it. Great trading for Astralis. Everyone looking in the right way. They don't take the double AWP, but they don't need the double AWP.
Yeah, not here, not at this juncture. But we're going to see these rifles back out for the side of Vitality. AWP is going to get flipped over to ZywOo, who has a pretty decent long spawn. A-site just gets absolutely toppled in that round by Astralis. And that's the Danish dynamite that we like to see.
Kablooey.
Yes, kablooey.
Wow.
Kablow. Anyway, Device out quick with his AWP. He's going to go straight for the mid doors. There's no S in sight for him. He's going to be W all the way. Mizuta in the upper bit of tunnels.
And that's a read, right? Off the back of not only feeling, but someone from one of his teammates surely would have called. There's lots of nades long. They must have a triple stack, and Device knows he can run outdoors and kill, knowing there's no mid player because there's a triple A setup. So good read, good information, and a good B rush for Astralis. They will take 2 dinks. They will also take 2 kills, so it's worth its weight in gold. Device trying to cut off the rotate, does fall, but Glaive is going to find a trade onto RPK. Once again, leaving ZywOo on his lonesome.
Yep, a little bit of Jame time here for ZywOo. And it looks like he might get hunted. Glaive really close to the fire. I'm not sure he's ready to get burned. ZywOo a little weary of it. All eyes on ZywOo if he can keep this AWP going in the next round. It is a little bit of saving grace for Vitality.
I mean, ZywOo's next level smart, man. He hears the long steps, he backs up, he scopes, he moves in. That's just to avoid the scope noise getting heard, so they don't know exactly where he is. And, missed shot, that should be him dead. Can't hit them all, apparently. Glaive is going to take him down. Good flash from Zipex as well.
There's a world, though, where ZywOo no-scopes right there and kills 2, which is also a pretty terrifying idea. Wouldn't have mattered in terms of the round win.
It's a pretty common world as well, given how many clips this guy has bestowed upon us with that weapon.
Yeah, he is the chosen one.
Yeah, born on the day that Counter-Strike was created. Or released, maybe is a better word.
It all feels a little too good to be true, doesn't it?
I don't believe
Doesn't
this
it,
guy.
man? He was planted by someone on this earth to become some sort of CS god to begin with. And I always kind of felt like ZywOo's destiny. But you got to think about how like his life must have just changed, right? Because obviously there was loads of like speculation around when he would get picked up for ages, and he was like prioritizing education and kind of taking it real slow.
Respect.
Played in that one show match, but then that kind of just been it thus far, and like turning up to LANs and stuff locally, and now like suddenly is one of these staple names in the French scene, like traveling the world when the world allows it, and like looking around and having all that going on. It must be a wild path for him to be on.
As such a young dude as well. Like, yeah, I think that's a great point. People forget about that as well. So many people are going like, oh yeah, without him taking this opportunity when he got offered slots, you're wasting it. But if anything, all he did was up his like marketability, if anything, or
market
his
value.
Market value, better word. Yeah, because he's more desirable and less attainable. That's great. And
it's supply and demand.
Yeah, basic maths here.
Demand was high and supply was real low because it's one dude who was just like, nah,
not coming, not playing. I'm waiting. And yeah, like you said, respect for finishing.
That's why I think
education.
it's great that Vitality, like were the ones to go ahead and swoop him up, and actually like give him that limelight straight away. And I feel like the Vitality organization are definitely very, very happy that they made that decision, right? Yeah. Because there were some remarks on like the G2 side, looking to pick him up back in the day and then deciding against it and things like that, right? Which, we never know the full scope of, but...
Well, when we look at this from a Vitality perspective, at least, they've gone as far as, even when MBK is on the squad, they've gone as far as to build out their entire game plan around what ZywOo has to offer in the server.
That's awesome, though.
And when he's firing on all cylinders is a, pretty cliche saying at this point, but when he's out there doing the things that he's known to do, which is, without even intentional, very flashy, very effective, that is something you kind of want to build around.
Well, that's actually a great point, Trace. And I know this round's live, but I really want to mention this. When we last had these guys play at Pro League together, and Astralis won, we talked to Device after that game, and Device in the head-to-head, despite winning the series and being the top performer of the series, went 3-13 in AWP duels against ZywOo. And we asked him after, we were like, why is it so hard? And he was going on about how they set ZywOo up, they play around and they flash him a lot, and all that is very, very true. So it shows, Vitality, they are building their roster around this guy, to a good extent, and the results are there to justify doing that. So let's see if they continue, is all that we're wondering, as Astralis set up towards his A site. We're just going to try and get the bomb ready to go down. Zipnix mollied, though, and RPK finding the first from Gandalf. Traded quickly. Apex damage, but damage will not be converted, and there's no HE on him to finish off the job. The Zipnix is so low. Glaive looking for a kill. Zipex has finished off the kill onto Apex on Catwalk, and that gives room for Astralis to move. Yeah, very doable, though, for Vitality. You see that grenade, it lands, but, as low as these Astralis players are in Zipex and Glaive, there's just, now it's time to go back to the drawing board for Vitality. Looks like they want to get close to this bomb. Zuda looking on from CT spawn, Shocks on the Catwalk. Both very low inside the site, the Astralis players.
Oh, and Shocks has almost got the position needed. He's on 3, and he might even cement all 4, but no, not quite. Glaive does deal with him. regardless of how close they get it, it's still an Astralis round.
That's such a smart play in the 2-on-2 there, right? And the reason being is because they slow it down. They realize that Vitality are taking a long time to rotate and they're not coming CT. That leaves, you know, Cat and Long as options. Astralis, they peer towards Cat after Zitness gets that kill on Apex, and then they realize the bomb's planted in the middle of the site. If they go Catwalk and Vitality come Long or CT, they lose the round. So they have to hide, they have to play the bomb, and they just tuck in like little goblins cornered inside of the site, playing the bomb, and yeah, it works wonderfully.
Well, we have a rather humbling tweet from JW that I might read out once once this round kind of approaches its kind of conclusion. But we'll let the round get started. Here we go, Device opening up, but there is a trade from ZywOo. And still holding on to this long angle. Device getting double peek, has to be careful here. It's going to do damage in through the long doors. Masuta, he's got the bomb over in T-spawn. Now, it's only one man on it, and they do have Shocks pinned over at long side. I imagine they're going to fixate on dealing with this one fight while they got it, and they do. And now they can turn their attention towards the bomb and this problem that is Masuta. He's all alone on it, and this is a very big ask for him to hold on to this, because the problem he's going to have is he has no info, no idea what's going on anywhere else on the map. And so while he knew that Zipex was over here at long and he knew Device was there as well, it's been some time since. They can really be anywhere. And here they go, grouping up as three. The Danes moving together, and Dupree will lock it in. Now, I'll read out this JW tweet because it's a nice kind of humble tweet from JW. Yeah. A man who's known for his kind of outlandish antics in the survey. He came out with a tweet saying, despite how much I hate losing and how I'm annoyed personally, I feel kind of happy that the same cause I played with/against since the beginning of 2013 can still put up these amazing matches against each other. It's truly a legendary rivalry, and I'm sure you guys enjoyed it. GG. Yeah, that's awesome. A great tweet from JW. Yeah. 10 out of 10. Respect. Whoever his social media manager is nailing it. No, ZywOo over here towards short, looking for an opener that's never going to arrive. They bypass him, they drop down into mid, and it might be a fast mid to be from Astralis. Yeah, fast attempt, but Apex denies it immediately. He is alone, and he has to put up more. Only one. Still could be enough, but the bomb has been lost for Astralis, and that is a big problem. Vitality once again have control of it in middle, and Glaive is coming through this spawn to try and find it. There's a man in the window who's just dropped into the site, and Vitality, this is crazy. They've given away the bomb, they've gone back towards B, they've cleared the tunnels. They're getting very confused now as well, but they're going to double wrap back onto Astralis. Glaive picking up that bomb and going CT to A. If he does that, he's going to walk into his trap. If he goes B, he's also going to walk into a trap. But RBK has just missed the timing coming in from lower, and he is not going to be able to stop this bomb from getting planted. If anything, Vitality have just set themselves up in a 2-on-2 retake. They had the bomb, and not only have they given it, but now they're back in the exact same positions. They try and play timing, but they get timed. And while Astralis are very confused as to how they've gotten in this situation, they're very glad they are.
What a bizarre turn of events right here. Still with 30 seconds left on the clock, I don't think the bomb's been tapped yet. And RPK, just on his investigation, has netted him nice little shot in the side there from Glaive. Now, Shocks could win this round. He comes to the window, finds the first one to Dupree. That's going to create an awkward situation. Glaive has to tuck in here to the bomb box. Shocks just playing around, toying with the window, will not be ready for Glaive to peek the door. And albeit Shocks with 3 kills in that round, it's not going to be enough. And Astralis go up to 9. Now, interestingly enough, you know, and this is kind of a talking point too, that seemingly, you know, some people are a little divided on. Perhaps you two can have an opinion on it as well. ZywOo, top 20 player, 2019 via HLTV.org, right? Yeah. Now, the arguments against this are sometimes, well, Vitality, what are they showing in terms of accomplishments? You know, why aren't some of these other players that are certainly up there in terms of skill and, I guess, demeanor in the server, they are winning championships? What do you guys think?
Okay, so we're going with HLTV rankings. So already, like, you know, you always have to take rankings into account as to how they determine it, right? Like, because you could be arguing something completely different anyway. I feel like that was justified, you know? His performance at Tier 1 events in playoffs was excellent. I feel like that's got to be the biggest metric, right? Playoffs, Tier 1 events, Tier 1 teams, performance. Like, those are, that's what matters.
I would love to revisit this once this buy round is out the way, because I've been thinking about that as well. But Device down down here with the AWP over in mid, looking to get the opener, and it's Dupree picking up the pace over towards long side that catches shots crossing into the pit. Zipex doubles up and helps his teammate out over towards long, so now Astralis sat in a 5-on-3 in the blink of an eye, and they might be about to reach double digits unless ZywOo, Apex, and Masuta can have one hell of an impact in this round. And here's the problem. Astralis, sitting in a 5-on-3, they don't have to commit to anything. You know, the ball is in Team Vitality's court at this point to go for the pushes, to take these info plays. And all the stress of the round kind of falls on their shoulders as a result. Masuta is alone over here in mid, trying to hold for these players, looking to catch any in rotation. But Device is primed, ready, spots that he's moved away from B. And this is just going to be the save for Vitality. They can't even give this one a go.
Yeah, they're going to back away. This half has slipped away from the French side. 10-3, but anyway, I suppose we could revisit that.
So you know, we talk about how like ZywOo came in and like in his kind of debut year got ranked on, you know, in the HLTV top 20, obviously, and I think it's an interesting one because you kind of look at like, I would say another case study of that, and one that kind of ties into this game would be someone like Kirby, right? Obviously, he won an MVP back at the major. I think he was what, 18 when he picked that up, and he went on in reflection and kind of like talked about it in a way where it was both positive and negative for him as an individual, because suddenly, you know, like the pressure's a lot higher. There's kind of like a very unique tone where you show up, you play so well, you do great. He picked up an MVP, and then he said, you know, like it became pretty hard in the sense that you have all these expectations riding on you. You're under a microscope. And I think there's, you know, there's kind of like a side where maybe that could be looked at negatively for someone like ZywOo, because he's already reached, you know, very, very high in the rankings. He was, what, second? So what if he does just fall off? Not saying it's going to happen. I don't think he's the kind of guy that would, but it's certainly happened historically where players have came in, look sick, and then we do get kind of a drop-off period where they struggle to match up to it. They're getting all this flack for not reliving these grand old performances.
It's not even last round of the half and Astralis are buying auto snipers. That's how you know where their head's at. Like, you know, they're in full control of this game, and there's a bunch of autos in T-spawn if Vitality want to make the journey. Yeah, I mean, that's a good point you make, Harry. You know, a lot of people, they win a major, they become an MVP. Maybe that's them going, oh, you know, I've achieved everything I want to achieve. I don't think that's the case for Kierby, but I think a lot of people would say that. Maybe, you know, the old Gambit roster is an example. But either way, we're into the action, and Astralis are into the B bomb site. They don't realize Apex cracked through the door, but I think that noise did get heard by the man inside of the site. That was Glade, and his big ears, and even bigger brain. And he can transpire that information over to his team. Device dropped in middle, does give Vitality a way back into this round, but instead they take it as a way out and look to save for the final round of the half. Aiming for a 4-11 half is not a pretty situation, and you know Astralis are hunting. I mean, they bought 3 Daks at the start of the round. You know they're hunting, so you got to be very, very careful.
Yeah, Dupree looks like he wants to safeguard some of those too.
Making sure no one's picked them up.
All right, so you guys decided to buy autos. I guess I'll go make sure your rooms are clean. Well, they are trapped inside of long A. And this vice grip that is Astralis is clamping down on the game. 11-3, and they have ran away with this first half in the map pick of Vitality. Oh. That's a good shot there, Dupree. He gets the shot on Masuta, who had a pretty stellar angle, all things considered, but it just doesn't go the way of the French.
There it is. It's out again. Triple Dak.
But
like, even that is successful because what this has done, all this does for Astralis, it means you don't get your spawns, but you know someone does because 2 players are pushed out fast. But you know, it's not like it's money lost. It's the last round of the half. So Astralis, they do some damage, but they do lose a player in the form of Device. Not getting flashed up catwalk, taking dry fights. Now I'm sure Astralis, they're feeling confident. It is 11-3, so mistakes are gonna, you know, be made. Cracks are gonna show, and a chance of Vitality to get 4 at the end of the half. That's what they were aiming for with this save.
Ooh. Apex is going to look to play outside of the site here, and with RPK pushed up on catwalk, he's got a lot of information and also a lot of friends that he didn't want to hang around. So this has not gone well for Vitality.
Yeah, that grenade goes right past Magis and knocks him from 11 to 6. He is somehow still standing, and the second man is not. Apex is going to get blown out the water from Zipex dropping lower, and ZywOo smoked off on the cross, can't stop anything here. But Nasuta can, coming in for the catwalk flank and denying the bomb plant. There's still time for Astralis, but a man stuck in the site with low HP will be finished off. The bomb actually dropped off and fell down lower. Zipex has grabbed it, and he can cut off these rotations. He knows where both these players are. He has B for free.
Oh, the minister himself, ready to deliver his sermon.
Oh, this is smart.
Yeah, he's going to double back around towards this A site. It's Zipex. 1v2, Molotov smoke, time dwindling. And Vitality have no idea. He can walk all the way through there and plant before they have any idea. But he doesn't know where they are. Oh, well, this is going to be interesting.
Oh, dear. Well, it's a nice try from the Clutch Minister, but not one that will add to the trophy cabinet. However, this series could be Astralis. 11-4 up. Let's see if they can keep the heat packing or if Vitality can bounce back in the second half of Dust.
Never thought you were sitting next to me. I don't understand. It's just I never seen you smile. You wanna make out, give me a second. It's just you never talk, I never listen. When do we fall in love? Make up your mind, honey, 'cause I can't pretend to like you. Pretend to like you. I can't pretend to like you. I hope you feel the same. I take a chance and not lose. I can't pretend to like you. I can't pretend to like you. I hope you feel the same. I take a chance and not lose. I can't pretend to like you.
We are one, and we are in the game with Astralis and Vitality, and one where the half certainly goes in the way of the Danes. They are running the board as it stands, and Vitality will look to flip that around and do something different, do something strange for a little change as we look at this second half, and they're on the T side. They're going to set their sights on long A. The GG.bet odds are going to reflect currently where we stand, and most appropriately. If you are going to gamble, make sure you do so responsibly. Thank you very much. Now, moving forward, It's a little bit of a split here from Vitality. They split both Catwalk and Long. Device only good for one. Masuda there to get the trade after ZywOo falls, and Zipex left in the site all on his lonesome. It's being shot at from multiple angles. And that's going to be a bomb plant. Look at Glaive. He's already up elbow. He's gotten all the way into this site. They're not going to expect that. One tap on Masuda. That's going to even up the score a little bit here as they look to retake and get this defuse.
Yeah, sweatily holding crouch was Mizuta until finally he gets checked. Glaive clears every corner, no matter where you hide. You can't hide from Glaive. Shox can fight back though, and RPK dropped as well, leaves the aforementioned man in a 1-on-2. Both CTs on the site. Headshot angle is good for Shox, and the jumping Glock looking for a little bit more. Yet to tap the bomb. Dupree's so low. He's going to try and stick it, and Shox will burst in midair. He was only a couple of points away from death, so goes to, you know, the standard, but Shox finding the pistol has set Vitality up to draw this one a bit closer.
Just straight splash. Yeah, Vitality needed that one to stay in the running here on Dust2. You might have noticed at the top right are our next maps of Nuke and Inferno.
Over here towards Cat Device's nade. Actually doesn't find any damage. Looked like it was going to, but tags Apex for what, 3? So I think he's gonna be able to walk that one off just fine. Astralis with 3 players over here towards the A-bomb site, and catwalk control taken for Vitality. Astralis actually go ahead and leave mid in its entirety, setting up for an A play. Now that looks to be the right read in this round. There is a man still floating around down towards lower. That was RPK, but he's since rejoined the rest of the squad for this Vitality side, and that pretty much commits you to this A side take because you don't know what's going on in those tunnels anymore. They might look to send a man back in, and they do, as Apex tries to clear the back line, but he's not going any further than lower. And so this will be the A side play. Device holding from the ramp.
Oh, there's a tag, already softening them up. The more he can find, the better it is for Astralis, as these pistols can finish off the job. I say pistols, 3 of the guns are scouts, and they are coming to life on the A site. More and more damage per second. Oh dear, everywhere you turn, there is a scoped rifle looking your way, and Shox only a little health left. He has found a second kill. Player coming up catwalk, he's going to fake out the bomb. Looking for the fight, he got it. Magisk is dead. Shox in a 1-on-1. He knows that he's close, and he's got the damage as well.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, indeed. Dupree on the Deeg, 10 seconds, and Shox, he has got to fake the pump, but instead Dupree comes around wide, and he will pick it up for Astralis. The force buy goes their way after all.
How about that?
Yeah, you know, Shox so close to getting that job done, and he's someone who, you know, like when he joined this squad, we were expecting him to really deliver some big performances. And I feel like, you know, for a lot of people, maybe the consistency just wasn't there for Shox as an individual, right? But it does feel like as time's gone on, he has started to look better. And I think, you know, some of that as well coming from the fact that Apex is the guy with the leadership responsibilities. That's come with some changes for Shox as well. We see him a lot of the time in kind of this this lurk role, right? Where he still has a lot to offer to the team, but a lot of the decisions seem like they're made on the back of kind of his intuition when he's elsewhere on the map. And he's been looking like a treat. Like even in that complexity game the other day, there was even that tweet from Jason Lake saying that, you know, ZywOo's meant to be the problem, not Shox.
Yeah.
And yet there he was doing the damage. So he's been looking good, but not good enough to win them that anti-eco round in the last. And that's now put them into these force buy wars, really into the thick of it for Vitality. If they don't pick this round up, it's 13-5 in favor of Astralis up against an eco round for Vitality. So a lot riding on the success of these pistols in this round.
Oh, Device, he's got a little gap in the smoke, thrown down by Vitality and abused by Device. 2 kills from it. It's going to be a third for Glaive as he drops another with a scout. The bomb has been lost, but kills have been found by Vitality. And remember, this is only an eco. They are forced into it, hoping for a little bit more than just 2 kills, though. Unfortunately, they will not get a choice, a say in the matter. It's Astralis running wild, 13-5. Pistol may have gone the way of Vitality, but since that point, it's a double down for Astralis.
Yeah, you know, Shox so close to getting that job done. And he's someone who, you know, like when he joined this squad, we were expecting him to
And that's, remember, that's both pistols in this game. Vitality, they found the CT pistol in the second round with Astralis being full Glocks. Astralis won their first rifle on the T side. So Vitality have 5 rounds, 2 of them being pistols, 3 of them being the pistols and conversions. And so it's certainly not boding well considering Astralis are in such control, manhandling the likes of Vitality. Push towards the top of middle. And even with Dupree supporting lower, long side device as well. So nowhere to go, nowhere to hide, but the Butchers. And, well, Vitality get made quick work of.
That they are, which leads me to bring you
Me?
a C-Stream update. Hello. No, not you, dork. Anyway, let's take a look at this right here on the C-Stream. FaZe Clan versus Movistar Riders. And in the first map, it was Movistar Riders. It goes 16-9. They're looking at halftime now, and it's an 8-7 score line as they look to close that one out. FaZe really getting punched on here. They could definitely lose this series. The decider of that one will be Inferno, as well as the decider of ours. Imagine that.
Ooh, look at this pace. Look at the speed for Vitality. Look how quickly they are out long. They almost caught Astralis, backing up from CT to set up inside of the site, but Device is able to post up with the orb, rather.
I guess you could pose with it too.
Yeah, show us what you got, Device. Work that. Flaunt it if you got it.
Oh, man. Well, Deve and crew are going to hold on tight. Still 5 alive on both sides. Utility probably not exactly where Vitality want it to be. They should be able to get smokes down in the cross at the very minimum, but still, they're going to have their work cut out for them. Deep Cat. It's going to be that a glaive.
Shake that thing, Device.
Oh, he's going to get it at some point. He's going to get the peek he's been waiting for, and he waits all around. And then when it's offered to him, he cannot land the shot. Now, Glaive moving into position inside of the site does have Zipex as well to drop that assisting Molotov, and that's going to hold Vitality back, stops them in their tracks, and delays this cross at the crossroads. Lots of damage done from Zipex and Dupree. And while Vitality were up 5-4, that bomb is now dropped in no man's land, and they are a man down. They are able to retrieve it and now look to get into this A site, but it's not been an easy path thus far, and it's certainly not going to get any easier now. 4-on-3 in the retake are Astralis. Magis spots a man up on the boost. Isn't ready for Shox, who's hiding out at Gandalf, and now he tries to pincer on in with the rest of the gang. ZywOo is shut down, but Shox continuing to put up numbers, continuing to be a nuisance. Finally, they deal with Apex, but Shox is on for the ace, so 1v2. And he does just tap down Dupree, makes it look almost too easy. Shox, damage done. Glaive tapping the bomb. He doesn't have a kit, and Shox not able to ace it for the victory, but there's no time for the defuse. Vitality, they get the round. It's Shoxy with 4. And wow, what a game he's having.
Was there time if Glaive grabbed the kit and really quick turn around?
I think if he did it right away, yeah. But
yeah, that second go back at it, I don't think would have happened, but maybe.
That's, a really nice try from Glaive at least, right? It does force Shox's hand getting a default plant and taking Catwalk. You can always feel at risk, but Shox, calm, calculated, and still takes 4 kills. Really nice round from him. Astralis, they're still holding 14. They're still not in a place of worry just yet, but this could be them broken if Vitality win this round, and they look to do it fast into that B site. Somewhere Astralis have not had to worry about all game long, and Magiska's here alone. He can only put up a single kill, and Astralis look at them as a group, as a gaggle, as a murder, as they move together towards that B site. Already bailing, as nothing is found on the cross. No lurks are giving away kills for Astralis, and they'd rather just keep their economy intact, as said, on the edge of eco. So it makes sense to give Vitality 7.
Yeah, Astralis just need 2 and push us into that second map of their pick. A little bit of nuke action.
Yeah, big round for Vitality to pick up though, right? Because you think about the context in which they put this 6th on the board, and with everyone dying, the money was in a really rough spot. That's why we saw so many Galils coming into this round. But they deal with it well. They get a B play. They lock down a site that's very, very hard to retake, and Astralis don't even bother giving it a go. They just give that respect away of Vitality and now look to provide some answers here in this round. ZywOo buying up a scout. His choice. Could have had an AK, but he wants the scope, and he might look to take a peek down mid with it. Not able to find any damage on the crossing player, and it is just one man crossing. The other 3 for Astralis are out here long side. They try and set Magisk down in the pit, and with this MP9, he looks to get in the face of Team Vitality. He best shot straight away. Apex trying to get a handle back on the situation, but that's just not happening. And this leaves ZywOo and RPK now 2 on 4 as ZywOo puts up a frag over in mid, but he is all alone. His team have been stripped away from him, armed with only a scout. And to make matters worse, flanking down into the lower tunnels. Oh, ZywOo! Hell of a shot to land.
Good God, it's just not fair.
No.
It's not fair.
What?
Doesn't matter in the long run. I mean, Astralis will go up to map point, but my goodness, at least he's putting on a show for
Man,
us.
Glaive got deleted there. Like, it's a great push. It's a great decision from him. And it's a fight he should have won. But that is just the ZywOo effect. You know, that's what he's good at doing. However, you know, getting away with 1 kill that you shouldn't have gotten away with in a round is not going to be enough for Team Vitality here. As nice as it was, it doesn't remedy that 15th on the board. Device is holding for the fast play, and now on the back of seeing that, Astralis have read that this is going to be the B play. The nades have found so much damage, and Dupree looks to get this one put to bed. There it is. Device actually gets it through the double door, and Astralis take Dust2 in a resounding fashion. They send the message